Welcome to Healthwise. Your host here, Dr. Stella. Today, on today's show, we have Dr. Paris, our guest today. Dr. Paris has a PhD in Christian education and theology. Dr. Paris, welcome to Healthwise.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
You majored in Christian education and theology, but you have a passion for health and wellness.
Correct.
And you have something in your hand. Can you tell me what's in your hand today?
Well, what I have in my hand today is Let's Plan Your Meal. It's a plate that shows you how you can change your eating habits. A plate that will encourage you to have portions of what you want to eat. Small portions, yet it will do the job of maintaining your good health.
Oh, thank you. So what I'm hearing Dr. Paris here talk about is, a long time ago we used to hear so much being talked about the food pyramid.
Correct.
The pyramid.
Yes.
With the wide base
and the
very narrow top. At the bottom, we had most of our starches sitting there. The carbohydrates, the potatoes, the rice, bread, widespread on the bottom. So the My Plate, from what I'm hearing, you're saying My Plate is actually a meal planner. Someone can plan their meal from a plate?
Yes, very simple. Yes, you can. You can divide your plate into three different categories. You have your grains, your starch, your protein, and your vegetables.
Oh, wow.
Simple, not complicated, yet you're able to maintain it.
Thank you, Dr. Paris. Most of our viewers have been hearing us share about healthy eating and moderate activity. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about how My Plate can change my life, or how My Plate can change your life. You have been very instrumental in helping a lot of people change their lifestyle habits. You did mention to me earlier that you've worked with people with diabetes. You are a peer diabetic educator yourself, well
Correct.
Trained. You're also a lifestyle coach trained to help people in your congregation make these changes. Can you share with our viewers today how this My Plate planner can really make a difference?
This My Plate planner, you do have things that are accessible. Things that you like, you can choose. We have a variety of foods. So the first thing you're going to look at is what are the different categories on this plate. We have 3 sections of the plate. Mm-hmm. First, you have half the plate is strictly vegetables, raw or cooked. So you're not limited to the type of vegetable that you use.
Oh.
A quarter of the other side is your protein. A quarter, not a half. A quarter is protein. And there are different types of protein. People think that protein means meat. Mm-hmm. I must have a lot of meat to have protein. No, you can get protein from various foods. You can get protein from your beans.
Plant-based.
Plant-based, yes. Not all this meat. And then you have the starch, a quarter. It doesn't have to be this big set of carbohydrates. We can even change the type of carbohydrates that we use. The thing is, that's very important, is there is a variety. So there's not lacking of anything. No excuses.
Thank you, Dr. Paris. So my understanding is you also manage a farmer's market?
Yes, I do. We have a new farmer's market in Marion Oaks. And there we share a lot of educational information on how you should eat and what you should eat and why you should eat these things, which is very important. There's a reason that we're doing it.
So Dr. Paris, when people change their plate, they can probably get the 90 essential nutrients the body needs. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct.
And most of the nutrients will come from live food. So when you mention vegetables, fruit, plant-based options, does that mean the body is getting a little more from these plant-based options than it is from processed food?
Definitely. These are natural. Processed food is not natural. You're losing all the nutrients that you need when you use processed food. And also look at the life of the processed food. How long has it been on the shelf? Whereas a plant-based, you get it right from the ground. From the farm, to the plate, to the table.
So eating food which is live and not so much dead food, is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, live food.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, not dead.
Okay. So My Plate The whole idea of making these healthier food choices and healthier eating is to really take a closer look on my plate. Because the plate looks at us every day. We see
sure
the plate
does.
every day. But what's on the plate can change from day to day. So what we are advocating here is not a diet.
No, it's not a diet. It's a change.
A lifestyle.
Change of lifestyle. It's not a
Lifestyle
diet.
change.
Changing your eating habits or changing your diet does not mean dieting, because we start, but we never finish the diet.
Gets to be expensive.
Yes.
Gets to be very, very pricey. And my observation has been that every year, beginning of the year, we have this push towards New Year resolutions, where most women wants to, downsize a little bit, and we embark on this excitement about, I got to do something about my resolution, and we set these goals, and you get on this diet, it gets to be expensive. And then as the months go by, now we are in April, May, today, we forget about them.
So
But what
true.
you're talking about, Dr. Paris, is a practical way to say every day, half of my plate is going to be what?
Vegetables, raw or cooked.
A quarter?
Protein, and the other quarter starch.
That's good. I think that's doable. I
Sure
believe
it
it
is.
is doable. So we'll be sharing with our viewers a little bit more about how to get this plate well sectioned up. Does the size matter? Does the size of the plate matter?
The size of the plate does matter. Because we'll be looking, okay, well, I want a large plate, so I can put extra protein, extra starch, less veggies. No, you do not need that. You need more veggies, less protein, less starch.
So for somebody who's using a 20-inch plate diameter, that's a huge plate, they can probably change that plate size to like an 8-inch, 12-inch plate to
Correct.
start with.
Yes, because we
And
need, what we are looking for is portion control.
portion.
Portion control.
That's a big one. So we understand that our stomach is the size of the fist.
Correct.
So when it comes to portions, that's a good starting point. I like that. Thank you, Dr. Paris, for sharing that. One of the things we talk about a lot is moderate activity, movement. I want to share with our viewers today that it has to be meaningful movement. There's a formula you can use to know if you're moving enough. Every person who's living today has a heart. The heart has a life. As we age, the heart slows down. I know we've shared about menopause, andropause. As these poses come along, the heart also slows down. So if a person who's living today would take 220 and minus their age, they'll get their highest maximum heart rate they should ever reach when they're moving. And that's called predictable maximum heart rate. So 220 minus age. And in order for exercise to be meaningful or physical activity to be meaningful, we need to work within a range. For people who are starting now, 40% of that 220 minus age is a starting point. For those who've been moving a little bit the past, couple months, want to move a little more, we can encourage 60%. We can encourage 60%. And spending 30 minutes within that range is meaningful. And, before we leave today, do you have anything to share about physical activity, movement?
So are you saying, Dr. Stella, for me to do this change in my lifestyle when it comes to exercise, that I have to go to the gym and pay all this fee at the beginning of the year, and then by the second month I'm not there anymore? How am I going to get that exercise in?
You ask a very good question. I quite often ask people when I teach classes, how many people had fitness centers when they were growing up? And people look around the room and say, we had none. We walked, we rode bicycles, we walked everywhere. We walked to the bus stop. So exercise doesn't have to be in the gym. For those who can afford to have membership, that's a plus. But for those of us who have very limited time or limited resources, walking is good. Dancing is good. Because when you start moving, the heart demands oxygen. And when you start, the heart demands oxygen, then you have to breathe a little more. And when the heart uses oxygen to produce energy to, pump the blood to the body, then you can benefit from exercise. And, movement is key. Just walking can do it. So I am going to show you a few tricks you can do, Dr. Paris, which our viewers can do as well. Check your pulse rate. You find it?
Yes, I do.
See, when you can check your pulse rate, you can feel the heart pulsating. Check that for a minute. Then you can know how many beats per minute you have. That's not quite resting, but we're not doing anything right now. So if we were to move your arms a little bit for me. Move a little bit, and you tell me the difference. And this is the key, is you move a little bit, whether you're walking, standing, dancing, moving around, the body's demand for oxygen increases. And then let's check it again. Tell me the difference.
It's faster.
It's faster, it's stronger. And that's what we are talking about, is engaging in physical activity which increases the demand of oxygen by the body, thus making the heart beat a little faster. So when that change is within the 40 to 60% range, then we are benefiting from exercise.
So as you were speaking, Dr. Stella, it seems this exercise has been made so much complicated that people give up. They throw their hands in the air. I can't exercise. You seem to be talking about movement. The body needs movement.
That's what we're talking about, Dr. Paris.
And it seems to be so simple.
Yeah, well, our network here, HealthWise, is to make it so simple for people. So we are leaving our viewers today with two things, and you're right. We've made it simple. The My Plate, I like the picture you brought here, Dr. Paris. Thank you. A healthy meal tastes great. The healthy options in the back will make our viewers have access to this information after today's show. And then the movement. So if I can check my pulse rate and it rests, it's 73 beats per minute. And with my age, I'm not going to tell you my age today. If I take 220 minus my age, let's say maybe I am 60 years old. If I'm 60 years old, then it's 220 minus 60 is what? 140. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is it 140 or 180? 140.
Yeah,
140. So I have to work within the range of 40 to 60% of that 140 in order for me to benefit from moderate activity. Exercise is different for different people. For those who are suffering from ailments, we recommend that they get exercise prescription based on their needs. And physical therapists, we have the skill set to help people figure that out. But for an ordinary person, yes, we have to simplify it. And here at HealthWise, we are taking time with our viewers every day to make things simple.
That sounds so good.
That's right.
So you're telling me even while I'm in the kitchen, I'm preparing meals, I don't have to sit and do everything. I can stand.
That's right.
When I'm watching the television, I stand during the commercials.
That's right.
Move my arms.
That's right.
Move my feet.
That's right. And
I'm moving.
Absolutely. And we're going to have a segment here at HealthWise which can help people just make it so simple and practical. HealthWise is about practical ways of life, implementing what we know. So for today, we hope that you have received some information which can help you change your plate to change your life, as well as move a little bit more to improve your life. Thank you again for joining us. Your hosts, Dr. Stella, and our guest today, Dr. Paris.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.